Hi everyone, and today we are going to talk about developer environment and where to get resources from, like additional resources or the main resources, whatever. So guys, first of all, I I want you to enter to your browser, and I want you to enter your browser and enter and type VS Code like this. The browser give me support. Here it is. Here is the official site of the VS Code, Visual Studio Code. It's like code editing and redefine it, something like this. Okay, you will click on downloads. In my case, it would be Linux. In your case, it would be Windows or Mac OS. Or if you have Linux, you will have to search for additional information on Google or YouTube of how to install VS Code on Kali Linux machine. But in most cases, people have Windows machine or Mac machine. So if you have Windows machine, just click this Windows button, and then follow the instructions, install it, and it's not difficult. So this is the first thing that I would like to say. In VS Code, in the previous lesson we talked about we covered Notepad, and we created our first website, and we typed the code on the LeafPad or Notepad on our own, right? But in this case, what do we have in this case? We have here like this. In this case, we have this situation. You see, this is VS Code. This is Visual Studio Code, and I will give you a quick tutorial for this. So if you press Ctrl B, you see what it does. Ctrl B, press Ctrl B, and then you click on File. But you don't have to press Ctrl B, you just click on File, and then you have to open the folder. And here is my desktop. In my desktop, where is that? In my desktop, I have got this kind of files. You create, for example, you should find the folder that you created in the previous lesson. For example, in our case, it would be, let's say, Web Developer Bootcamp, right? Let's click on it. I might choose this one. I might choose this one. I will choose this one, and I will press on Open, like this. Yes, I trust, and so on. Section 4. Sorry, I need one folder. I need section 4. Let me choose another. This one. Here it is. Let me get rid of this file. I'll delete it. And then here it is. Here is our Visual Studio Code. After installing your VS Code, install it. We have some options here. We might create files just right here, like new file, new folder, and etc. For example, let's create folder. I'll make it test. Press enter. Here is folder. I'll right click on test, and I'll create new file. I might name it like index.html, as you see, and then I press shift and this mark. I press shift and this mark. This would be 1 on the keyboard from the top, and then I press enter. You see, every work this VS Code does for you. But my advice, in order to memorize VS Code for every document for several times, you should type it on your own. Or HTML, you just type here just HT HTML, and then you choose HTML5 because we are learning HTML5, guys. Here it is. I know that you are not familiar with these concepts, with these elements. Right now you should not pay attention to these guys because we will cover it in later on. Right now the only thing that you need to know is this one about the documentation. This one is the doc type. What is the doc type do we have? We have doc type of HTML. You see, it tells to our website what kind of document we have here. We have document type of HTML. This is what it does. This is the role of it. And then below we have HTML tag, and then here is the language, English. You see, in lang ing. This means language. I will delete it because we did not cover this concept. We did not cover this topic in the previous lesson. I will delete it. I already deleted it. Okay. Then we have head of our document. Inside of head we have title that is called document. You might rename it like my website. Here it is. We gave it another name. And then inside of body, what do we do here? Inside of body we type something like this. Or let's type our first hello world, like this. So guys, and I would like to show you something another. I want you to find this kind of button, extensions, you see. I want you to press on this, and then I want you to find live server. You see this kind of guy? This I want you to install this live server in your Visual Studio Code. I have got it installed. In case if you haven't installed it, you press install. You just wait a few minutes, maybe seconds. You see, it's done. So guys, what does live server does? What does live server do? In order to start, you have options. Right click. For example, in Visual Studio Code, you press right click, and you have got here an option, open with live server. You see. For shortcuts, you might press Alt plus L, Alt plus O. Let's do it. I'm sorry. Here it is. I used my shortcuts, guys, but so guys, right click, you might choose open with live server like this, and here it is opened. You see. Let's go back. You see at the bottom here is the button go right. If you click this button, it will launch your website as well. You see. What does it do? What does this live server do? For example, if we have this kind of, if we type like this, and in order to save our documents, you see guys, here is the dots. You see, in the if you see this kind of index.html of file here, you see there is a random there is a random, not random, there is bold rounded dot. In order to save our document, right now, by the way, right now we will not see anything. Why aren't we seeing anything right here? Because we haven't saved this file. In order to save, you press capital S, I'm sorry. You see? And if we check our website, you see here are changes. Here are changes. And in order to save it, I press Ctrl S, and there are changes in our website. So guys, this is what Live Server does for us. This is what Live Server does for us. For example, I will uninstall it right now. I will disable it. And if I disable it, for example, I save it. Let me save it. I save it. There are no changes. In order to see changes, I need to reload this page, like this one. Come on, let's check. Okay, I got it. So I will close this live server, this previous live server, and I will even though I disabled it, but it's working. Okay, let me just then do it like this. I will uninstall it right now, this way. So okay, I got it, guys. You see, go live. I turned it off our live server. I uninstalled it, and let me delete this. I will leave only hello world only. I will save. In order to save, I will press Ctrl C, Ctrl S, and then I'll have a look. In order to see the changes, I will need to reload the page. The website cannot be seen. Okay, then you know what, I'll do like this. So I'll just simply drag and drop this file just into the browser. Here it is. You see, guys, hello world. Here are changes, but if I type something, not here, as I told you, the changes must be inside of body element. I'll type something, I'll save, and it's not visible. You see, in order to make it visible, I should refresh the website. In order to refresh this website, you press this rounded button, something like this. This is our developer environment, which is called VS Code, guys. So that's it, guys. You should go and install this VS Code, and see you in the next lesson.